And hello, everyone, and welcome
Hey.
to tonight's session of RNG Presents The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil.
Tonight's stream is sponsored by...
It's crap. What do you call those birds? And they're like, they get all like confrontational, but they have like the big colorful feathers behind.
Peacocks.
Peacocks?
That's right. Tonight's stream is sponsored by Big Fluffy Blankets. The bigger, the better.
Hey, Brandon, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Should we kick him out?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Get the fuck out of here, Tyler. No, I'm just kidding.
Dane's dead.
Real life though, I've been paid no money to say this. They have no affiliation with us, etc., etc. This is totally of my own volition, and all that fun stuff. I just ordered a 10-foot by 10-foot blanket from Big Blanket Co, and it's excellent. It's cussing enormous, and there's some stuff on clearance. So if you go to their website, Big Blanket Co, and hit shop last call, you can get some stuff for cheaper.
Use promo code.
We don't have a
Use my
promo
promo
code.
code.
They have nothing to do with us. It's just a thing I bought that was cool. You're welcome.
But
if you get this
Tyler
at the end of April, you can still take advantage of that probably. That's all. I'm done talking.
Excellent. Yeah. So without further ado, let us begin the recap. When we last left off, our band of adventurers, having settled in for a night of rest after having confronted the shades of Onar within their home within Fort Varys, were awakened suddenly in the middle of the night, in the middle of their rest, as Dane felt a tugging at his cloak. Bewildered and confused, he grasped at the cloak as it began to pull itself off of his form. And it was discovered that the cloak had seemingly come to life in some strange way and was pulling in a direction. Scrambling out into the hall and to Eric's room, they began to investigate further as they went lower and into the audience chamber. Exiting out into the grounds, they noticed that the burial site for the shades had been disturbed, and there was a strange black ichor trail dragging itself along to the forest. After some time walking and tracking this strange trail, they had noticed that these two black oozes were crawling away from the fort. And it was discovered that it was the Shades of Onar who were beginning to reform themselves. And after some combat and some... Okay. Limmy.
That was Dane waking up.
There you go. Yeah. They did battle as they boxed it in with a stone wall and some web, and Dane got slapped silly.
What else is new?
Eventually vanquishing these creatures as they fell into their, puddles of ooze, unmoving and dead. It was discovered that with some radiant magic, they had disposed of them once and for all to prevent them from reforming once again. With that completed, they returned back to the fort, completed their long rest, and several days passed. They had plans to visit Berkshire to find out, inquire about different situations and speak with the Lord Mayor. It was discovered that there was something happening outside of Berkshire. These strange, dark humanoid creatures had been attacking the town, and there was a sea of corpses outside of the main gate. After making their way further in, they noticed that most of the citizens were frightened, and upon reaching the Redbrook Manor and speaking with Faustus, they had discovered that something was happening where the people of Berkshire and possibly other places were becoming corrupted by a song of madness that was changing their forms and twisting them into these creatures. But he asked you to keep it a secret, for if the people were to find out that this was happening and it was their own people, that they could possibly turn on one another. It was discovered that Doppelganger had ventured out into outside of Berkshire and possibly to the Serpent Hills. And there was a brief exchange with Charlotte. The end. No. And to top it all off, at the end of that session, Eric procured a silver cage, the most prized possession in Dungeons and Dragons.
Finally cast my spell.
And at the end of that last session, remind me, I believe you guys stayed in Berkshire, if I'm not mistaken. You guys rested at Dane's house.
Yep, we were walking to Dane's house, and Dane was making the comment, when Rundun gets here, I hope he has that really expensive crystal that he picked up that we can use to scry on things. That might be really useful for what comes next.
I'm sure he'll bring it with him. He takes that everywhere he goes.
Right, and his enormous backpack.
Yeah.
Twice the size.
And so,
with that,
as you take to rest inside of Dane's abode, you wake up feeling refreshed and renewed, and that is where we pick up the ninth session of our NG Presents the Dark Veil. The Dark Veil.
and that's when Rondon steps out of the bathroom like, woo! I want to go in there for a bit. I really stunk that one up. I'm so sorry, Dane. It's been...
I'm done.
Anyways,
I don't have any indoor plumbing.
Oh, God. Was that the closet? Oh, no. Did it happen again? Did I black out? Dang, what happened with the last 4 days of my life?
That's a good question. And I'm glad you're here.
Regardless, I wouldn't go in there. I'm going to seal this up now.
I use prestidigitation to clean it up.
You don't have that spell.
Rats.
I use hammer and nails to lock that door forever.
You do have that spell.
Thank God. It's going to come in clutch later. Anyways, I heard you guys were talking about a big crystal that I always carry around with me in my oversized backpack. I left my backpack back at the fort. Sorry. Just kidding.
Run, Dawn.
Anyways, here's that crystal.
I did have a plan as we were getting ready for rest time, to try dream contact Zareem in a dream, in a Zareem dream.
Big brain.
Would that be able to be done pre-rest?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Eric. Rundun's not here yet. He's still in the bathroom.
Just you hear soft grunts. Just
Oh, that's so much
Oh,
worse.
no.
If we're gonna try and find Zareem, it might be worth getting in contact with him. Would you mind being the messenger to his dream if he's asleep?
Yeah, remind me, what happens if he's not asleep?
You can choose to just not do it. You can wait up to 8 hours to wait for him to fall asleep if you'd like, but you don't have to. You can, if he's not asleep, we can just go to sleep and figure it out tomorrow.
Well, whatever you think is best. I don't need the rest right now.
But I can't ask you to just sit there for 8 hours. That'd be weird if I'm sleeping and you're just kind of.
All right.
I would have to stay up, and I'm tired.
Okay then.
All right. All right. Sit down in front of me like we've always done. And this time, with Kwanseng's sand attached to the end of the staff, I'm gonna kind of Rafiki it around Eric's head, and none of the actual sand is escaping, but just kind of the magical blue sand effect is kind of all around him. Eric sneezes.
you do crack open whatever fruit he opens and just smear it on his forehead.
Yeah, I squish a good berry and just kind of right across the way.
Mugweed.
And I'll after a minute the trance will take hold and
the trance begins to take hold as you are suddenly spirited away into the realm of dreams. Beautiful iridescent sky and the fields of green surround you as you begin to float on your back, witnessing the endless sky above you and these strange creatures floating as you whiz by. There's suddenly a gradient-like transition into this black space. And whereas before it seemed as though you were taken to a dream space of the target, there is only darkness around you. And as you kind of the position of your body suddenly turns and you are now kind of upright, you begin to float downward. And your feet meet with a solid surface. There's this kind of rippling red effect as you land and kind of whoop. Within view, you begin to see the pale, emaciated form of that of Zareem. Far away from you, as you begin to will yourself forward with the power of the spell. You continue forward, but Zareem grows no closer. and it appears as though the spell is not able to reach him, though there is some kind of dream taking place.
As I recall, I have some power to shape the dreamscape a little bit, correct?
Right, as per the spell. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd like to try and change the surroundings to the area around Dane's house where Zareem has been living, like the road that runs along past his house, and making it a familiar environment for Zareem, but continuing to sort of will myself forward.
You close your eyes and you begin to feel the dream shift around you, but there is some other influence here. This would take a strong influence of personality to push through. Go ahead and make a charisma check for me.
Charisma check. 14.
Does my casting of the spell affect that roll at all?
I'll say with advantage, yeah.
Okay. Still 14. Worst roll.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah.
It's strange because your eyes are closed and you begin to see that the ground beneath you begins to change of that of cobblestone, some grass, some wooden fences, as it begins to spread, this kind of scene of Dane's house. But there is this oppressive shadow that begins to creep in, and you begin to feel the pushback as you strain yourself, and it appears as though it is overpowering you in this moment.
Zareem! It's Eric Mugweed. Do you remember me? I'm Dane's friend. Zareem! Any reaction at all?
No. And it is almost as if the sphere around you where your influence is pushing out and that shadow that is preventing it from spreading, it's almost as though your words are muffled, as if everything around you is being suppressed.
I don't know that I have anything that I can do here. I'm gonna undo what I was doing with creating the Brookshire area, and I just want to observe, it's just black expanse in every direction.
Make a perception check for me.
It's not horrible. Well, yeah, it's horrible. 9.
As far as you can tell, it is just blackness around you. No other details catch your eye. But you can very clearly see the form of Zareem.
Does he appear to be moving or doing anything?
There is a seeming direction where he is heading, yes.
Well, if it's possible to keep moving along with him and see if I can catch up or at least continue to move along with him. I'll do that for a while.
Go ahead and just give me a wisdom saving throw.
25.
You begin to move forward, and it is almost as if your influence over the dream begins to peel away. That scene that you had constructed from before, it's almost as if you're pushing past some dark influence, and everything begins to get dragged backwards as you kind of begin to muscle your way through the darkness ever so slowly. It is agonizing the amount of strength and willpower that you have to put forward in order to take even a single step. But you continue onward, and you begin to feel as though pieces of yourself are almost being stripped from you. With every single step, the burden of existence weighs heavily on you. Every single inch forward, you begin to forget why it is that you're moving forward in the first place. But your willpower is strong enough to continue onward, even through these thoughts. Make 2 more wisdom saves.
Uh-oh.
So I re-rolled my nat 1 and got a nat 1.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Mike, how does this keep happening?
I don't know, but I kind of love it. You know, honestly, getting to re-roll failure is fun in the story too. So that's a 7 on a nat 1. And then the second one's an 18.
Okay. You continue moving forward. And after about 10 steps, you forget why you were even advancing in the first place. Zareem disappears from view, and it is just you within this dark expanse. These thoughts begin to invade your mind of fear, doubt. It starts attacking your self-esteem. Until you can swear that you are sinking lower and lower into this darkness beneath you. And it is almost like sludge as you continue to try to push yourself through. Until you are waist deep. And you can feel the darkness beginning to swallow you. It begins to creep up to your neck until you are waiting in nothing but this black substance.
Do I have the presence of mind to get myself out of the spell?
With that final wisdom saving throw, you suddenly realize what's happening. You realize that you're inside of the dream, and you have the ability to pull out if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm bailing.
and suddenly you can feel yourself almost be pulled away from yourself. It's almost as if you are looking outside of your own body as you're spirited back away. The lightness of the spirit realm, that iridescent sky, begins to almost encapsulate that black space until you are thrown into the sky, the vision of the dream becoming smaller and smaller as you come to and suddenly gasp for air.
It's Rondon's turn next time. I don't want to do that again.
What happened?
That was not like when I've done that before. There was nothing. I saw Zareem, but there was nothing, and I couldn't reach him, and I couldn't get to him or get him to hear me. It was just nothing. It was like black nothingness. And it was overwhelming. It really, I almost lost myself in there.
Eric, I'm so sorry.
Whatever's happening to these people, I think it's happened to Zareem. If people are being taken over somehow or something, it felt like there was, I don't want to say someone else, it was more like some force, something else pressing in on us in there. If something is taking the people, they've got Zareem. I'm sure of it.
I kind of want to move around, so I'm next to Eric and just kind of pull him in like a comforting embrace, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I won't ask you to do that again. That's thank you, Eric. I don't know what I would have done if I'd lost you too. Everyone's leaving, and it's a great comfort to still have you here with me.
I wish I'd been able to do more.
No, you did everything you could, and for that, I am in your debt.
Maybe in the morning I can try scrying on him, and looking that way might be safer.
I hope so. At least we're just looking at him and not trying to enter his mind. Maybe in the morning when Rondon gets here, he can make breakfast, and that will be some comfort, I hope.
Are we at your house?
As far as I know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get some sleep if you don't mind.
Here, hold on. And just kind of I'll reach into my component pouch again, and I'll hold out one of the diamonds, and as I cast a spell, I'll kind of close my hand to. The spell crushes it, but it looks like it crushes in my hand, because I'm a tough guy.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the magic. That was totally me, bro.
Right.
I just want to prove I can crush this diamond.
Right. And I'll use my second 5th level spell slot for Greater Restoration, just to kind of try to peel back whatever influence the darkness may have, any lingering juju.
Sure.
Which Brandon, not to derail from this, but Greater Restoration undoes modify memory. So if there was a modify memory spell cast on me back in the Cathel days, this would reverse that. Do with that as you will.
As far as I know, isn't it just one effect? I don't think it does like a blanket cure all.
Oh, is that the case?
I think so. You have to
Greater
choose.
Restoration. You can reduce the target's exhaustion level by 1 or end one of the following effects. But it doesn't list restore modified memory. That's just on the spell modify memory. A Greater Restoration reverses this.
Right. So it'd fall under that list, even
Oh.
though it doesn't.
Okay.
It's not. This spells like that aren't a catch-all. You have to be
Gotcha.
specific. It's like dispel magic.
Yep.
It's like you can dispel one effect. It's not like everything on you is gone.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I guess just to double check, the wording on modify memory is a remove curse or Greater Restoration spell cast on the target restores the creature's true memory.
Right. I'm taking that as a targeted, like, specific
Okay.
that, because
Got it.
Sure. Okay.
it has to be an intentional thing.
Okay. So with that Greater Restoration, that Eric's shoulders loosen a little bit and just becomes quite a bit more at ease. Thanks, Dane. We'll find Zareem and we'll find out what's happening to him. Let's get some rest tonight.
Aye. Aye, it's past that time. Yeah, I guess I'll find what kind of shape Zareem has left my linens in. Grab some blankets and
Everything is pretty clean. Nothing is. I mean, you can tell that Zareem is a pretty clean fella just by looking at the state of your house. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing alarming. Everything seems all right.
They left it better than what it was before.
yeah.
Boom roasted.
Boom
Okay.
roasted. You got me.
Got him.
But yes, and so now I assume you take the actual long rest then.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's when Ronan comes out of the closet and be like,
What?
oh no, caught me. Wouldn't go in there. It stinks. Your toilet's not flushing, Dane.
What toilet?
It happened again. Might as well just burn the whole place down.
Let's not do that.
Anyways, who's up for breakfast?
Aye, that sounds good. Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Going to the bathroom.
For several days?
What, has it been several days? Oh,
He's got scrolling on his parchment. Time got away from him.
there's these new things going around town. They just call them, they call them TikToks. I don't
Oh
know
my
why,
God.
but I keep on scrolling and it just keeps on going.
I had to think for a moment. I never specified unrondoning, but I can't cast magic while I'm wild shaped, so it would have had to have been before I did the dream.
Anyway, we could discuss this more over pancakes if you want. I'm gonna just start raiding the cabinets, the pantries.
And there is food that you find, fresh food. Just basic supplies you find, an assortment of here are the meats and bread.
Never mind. I'm gonna make French toast now. And there's fresh apples too. Oh boy, we're gonna make some decadent French toast. I'm talking about like candied apples. Well, they're not candy; they're just more soft. And then it's gonna be either way. It's gonna be nice. And then I make the best French toast in the world.
The best.
Sauteed apples and butter and sugar, and then nice crusty bread. Good. Anyways,
what's French?
The people of French. They make these like wonderful street food that they just call toast, but we have toast here. Where you just fry it in a pan, get a piece of bread fried on both sides. But for some reason, they put like custard mix in their toast. I try to tell them, hey, this isn't toast. This is just bread soaked in eggs, and keep on talking over you.
They don't get it.
They don't get it. It's like, this is custard bread, but it's delicious. Stole the recipe. Came up with my own recipe for French toast.
Right.
100% original.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The
Is that like
rundown way.
Is that like your spiced potatoes recipe, Rondon?
100% Rondon original. So what have I missed?
Oh,
Yes.
goodness.
I just been scrolling on fantasy TikTok for so long.
Well, the shades weren't dead. You didn't do a very good job burying them. We
Yeah,
had to deal with
you-
that.
You do it by yourself next time.
All right, I will.
Okay, fine. Do it.
Fine.
Fine. I'm sorry for the hostility. My legs were asleep for so long.
Right. That's the worst feeling
Oh,
when
God.
it starts to like the feeling of starting to come back.
Ugh.
Anyway,
Several days.
right. See what else we did some work on the fort. Eric did some research, I think, on the fancy rainbow door.
Well, a little bit. Basically learned. Yeah, we'll mess with that some other time.
Right.
Sounds about right.
Found this book about that forest underneath the fort.
Neat. I'm gonna have to have you read that to me sometime.
Yeah, well, it'll put you right to sleep. So let's
Thank goodness.
set that up for next time we need to head to bed.
Let's see what else. I grew a lake.
Whole lake.
All right. Well, pond, lake, somewhere in there.
I honestly thought they just appeared. Didn't
Right,
know
no,
you
yeah.
could grow them.
You have to grow them. It's quite intensive labor.
Okay.
What else? We came here. I
Mhm.
was you.
What?
Carlisle thinks you're an idiot.
Hold on. How'd you become me? I'm me.
Right, but you weren't there. And as far as I know, Zareem has been me here, so I couldn't come in case we ran into each other, and then it was going to be
Wait, Zareem
So
can't
awkward.
be you. You are you.
right. But you know
how's
how
this-
Zareem can be other people.
Well, hold on.
This
Who's Zareem again?
Do you remember we were here actually, and someone was breaking in and trying to take some food, and I tried to put them to sleep, but I put myself to sleep. And
Classic.
right, that was Zareem, and then Zareem lived here pretending to be me. Since then,
So Zareem fell asleep?
sure, Zareem fell asleep.
I think I'm tracking now.
Right, I think Khyle was right, McQueen.
Well, I feel like I should be offended by that.
No,
I don't
no.
mean it.
Okay.
I like how you just accept that. I feel like I should be offended by that. No. Okay.
Good point.
Yeah. Well, I didn't
Can't
think about it
argue
like that yet.
Right. We can sit here and roleplay socializing all night, but we should make a plan.
You don't even have a pluh.
We don't have a plug. I might have a P. Oh wait, I should go deal with that. Step outside, out back.
Go
for a
to with
moment.
the P.
Rondon, do you have that big crystal that we've used to do some scrying in the past?
This one?
No, the other one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Thanks.
Where'd the other one come from? Weird. Is this what happens when I space out for several days?
I'm gonna borrow this if I can, and I will start the process of scrying, but I believe Dane had something he wanted to say, so.
Go ahead.
I did. I sure did have a think.
But you don't remember what it was?
Nope, couldn't tell you.
All right.
Totally
then. Uh-oh.
Oh, Mac, did you get the stuff that you bought at the curator?
It's a good question.
And or Brandon, did you adjust his creature residue accordingly?
I did not know.
Okay.
I like how you also turned into Tim Allen right there.
Who did?
I think it was Mac.
I honestly might have been burping while doing that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Alright.
I really wish Sheets on desktop had a dark mode. That would be nice. So, curate your inventory. For the Band of Darkness and Bag of Colding, it's 110. Mackenzie.
Okay.
That was all. That was my thought. Really unflattering, like.
Actually, before doing the actual scrying, looking around the house, can we find something that belongs to Zareem specifically versus something that is Dane's and in this house?
Make an investigation check.
Sure.
What if I help out with that? Because I know Dane plays pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, do it with advantage.
16?
Between the both of you, you inspect Dane's house thoroughly. And while most of the things that you find are, in fact, Dane's, you do find some pieces of Zareem in the form of either pieces of like shed skin and pieces of like fingernail.
Ew. Well, it'll
Go
come in handy anyway.
I thought he was a little bit neater than Dane, but he might honestly be a little bit grosser in certain aspects.
Undone, I think this is just a biological side effect of, him being him.
And I stand by my statement.
Fucking gross.
So I'm going to take
bastard.
that and set it on top of the crystal as a focus for the scrying spell.
Okay. And so you have your ritual ready. Who would you like to scry on?
Zareem.
I want to find Zareem stuff, make sure we have it, and then we're just going to scry on, like, I don't know.
Quantum.
Dan. Yeah. Jenny.
Well, there are other people that you wanted to scry on too.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
All right, so. Let's do this one. So you close your eyes as you begin to focus on the spell. That beautiful amethyst that Rondon has been carrying around since the visit to the crystalline cavern months ago.
Probably been a year.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sorry, anyway.
Wow.
Suddenly, the magical spell completes, and I roll a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
That is only a 9.
That is not going to succeed.
Across the dark expanse that your vision travels through, you suddenly come to Zareem in their normal form, not appearing as Dane, although still wearing the attire that Dane would normally wear on a day-to-day basis. You can see them in this rocky landscape, surrounded by orange sand, bones of different creatures. There's something about them, this almost like blackening quality to them. While they are normally depicted as like this pale, emaciated form, you can see that now their physical appearance is beginning to change into that of some kind of different creature. Very slowly. You can see that their eyes are clouded over with black as they continue their advance. But there's something strange that you notice just in the periphery. It is not just Zareem, but other people walking around, headed towards the same direction. Make a perception check.
18.
There's something very peculiar about these people that you notice around Zareem. You suddenly recall back to that blighted bog where these humanoid creatures that were made out of plant matter were walking somewhere north. And you can indeed see that there are these same type of creatures, along with other humanoids as well. Slowly advancing forward.
Does it look like they are interacting with each other?
It does not. In fact, it doesn't appear as though they notice each other at all.
And does this landscape look familiar to me as someplace I've passed through?
Most definitely. This appears to be the Serpent Hills.
Okay. It's just viewing, right? I can't interact or anything.
Correct.
So, trying to take, I'll have you decide what this means, but I'm going to try and memorize some sort of landmarks of specifically where it looks like they might be heading. A particular peak that they may be heading towards, or whatever landmarks I can see that might tell me where we're pinpointed a little bit more.
Go ahead and make another perception check.
15.
You notice a particularly large horned skull, possibly akin to that of a dragon. But that is the most noticeable landmark that you notice, or that you see before you.
Okay. I'll take it. I think I'm gonna release that spell.
Okay. Suddenly you come back.
Well, Zareem's alive. I'm not sure there's still Zareem, but it's like they've been possessed, or I don't think they've charmed. Something has taken over Zareem, and a lot of other people too. Wherever he is, wherever they are, there's a bunch of other people in the same state, and they're all heading into the Serpent Hills. Do you guys know any place where there might be a big, I think, dragon skull? ? That's where it looked like they were to me.
Did we see a dragon skull in our travels?
You did not know.
No, I don't remember, but you saw the skull?
Yeah, I was just trying to find anything that might tell me more specifically where they were, and that was really the only noteworthy landmark, I guess.
Is the shape, the horns, the size, was it familiar? Could you tell?
What? What are you asking?
We've not seen Antorian in some time.
Oh. Brandon, do I
the
think
size of the skull, not
Brandon, do I think there's any chance it was Antorium?
You don't really have enough information to go off of. I mean, the size was comparable, but nothing else that you could really understand from it just at like a, quick glance.
Sure. It was a skull, not a corpse.
Mhm.
So if that was Antorian, something stripped the meat off his corpse. But I guess anything's possible.
Right.
You
We
think
can't-
it could? Do you think it could be the serpent from the Serpent Hills?
Well, I guess they got that name somehow. That's just That's just not too far from the lake, isn't it?
It's I mean, it's north of here, across the Clwyd River.
Wrong direction.
I'll be right back, and I'm going to jump up, walk out the door quick, and try to find somewhere to buy incense quickly.
With relative ease,
Okay.
you're able to find somewhere quickly. Let's just say it takes about an hour and a half just to walk through town, find the right person, and then get back home. So you
Sure.
come home with like your little plastic bags.
Right.
Hold on, I'll be right back. And everyone's like, "When the fuck? You just walked out."
Right. I was sitting at a Chipotle with Drew earlier, and we were mid-conversation. He finished a thought that he was having, got up and walked away. I saw him like 15 minutes later when he came out of the bathroom. I'm like, what the heck just happened?
So, how much incense did you procure?
How much do they have?
The town is stocked well enough to have an ample supply. So you could, I mean, depending on how much one individual store would have, you could visit several if they run out.
Sure. Can I get 100 gold worth?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna mark off 100 gold.
So this would have to be like several trips. This would take you more around like maybe 4 hours to go around town. Just
Really?
cleaning out shops, yeah. 100 gold worth, that's like, yeah.
Like I said, the spell calls for 25 gold worth. I don't know if that's like a one really well made,
Oh, I guess that makes sense, yeah.
like high quality thing, or if it's like I've got this bundle of incense and I'm holding like a package of sparklers.
Okay.
You know,
This only costed me 7 gold.
right? This one's just made with sawdust, but this is made with like rosemary and whatever. And
Sure. And oh, you know what? Whenever you like burn it all the way, inside there's like a little Pokemon.
Perfect.
LOL surprise instance.
Yeah.
You gotta catch them all.
So yeah, if I can just get 4 really fancy sticks of incense, totaling 100 gold, that would be mint.
You find like the little pyramid shaped ones.
Okay, cool. One shot, or is it?
For like really high quality ones, yeah, it's one shot.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So I've marked off the 100 gold.
Okay.
Now, I guess I got a question for you, Brandon. Seeing as
Hey, that's
like
me.
Lake, hey, yeah, what's up?
Hey, dude.
So, anyways, seeing as the Lake of Timbers is fairly close to the Serpent Hills, would I know of any like folklore or like any stories of the Serpent Hills regarding like giant dragon heads or giant serpent heads, etc., or like any kind of like typography, I guess, as well.
I'll give you a history check.
Okay. I mean, I'm not the best with it. I got a +1. You know what? I'll take that as a positive. A +1.
Literally by definition, that is a positive. Yes.
Yeah. You're 6.
There's some mean old snakes over there. That's all you've ever heard from your neighbors.
I'm just sitting there, like, talking with Eric, because I can't believe Dane would just walk away mid-thought. But from what I understand, there's snakes. There's snakes in the mountains.
He wasn't here to hear you say that.
Yeah, sorry. I'll repeat myself, and this will be terrible for the listeners. And I'll just be sitting there with Eric, and just be like, I can't believe Dane would just walk off mid sentence and just
as Mike like just did that.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
But from what I understand, there is serpents in those mountains
In
for
them
sure.
there heels.
In them there hills. There them hills.
Okay.
So I rolled a 6 on my history check. If you missed that.
Well, then so you can be our guide then. Just head
Yeah,
us towards the skull.
Absolutely. I think it's at the front. I'm pretty sure that's where heads are. The back you don't want to be at. That's where their stinger is.
Mm-hmm.
Only have a +1 to intelligence. Are you muted, Tyler?
No, I can't. That's where their stinger is. Okay. I just was sorting through that, making sure I heard you correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can walk back in whenever y'all are ready. I'm just waiting outside, waiting for like a good time to make my entrance.
You're just like, man, Rhonda's been saying some off-base shit.
Door flies open. It's Stinger.
Yeah. I've turned into a snake, and I can assure you there's no stinger on it.
But what kind of snake did you turn into?
Every snake, Rhonda. What do you think I do when you're sleeping?
Hold up. You're turning into snakes while I'm sleeping?
Why not?
I have so many questions, and I don't think
Dan
I'll have
hasn't
enough
taken
answers.
a single long rest this entire game. Every night he just turns into a snake. And
Okay.
He just has a pool of HP. It's been slowly siphoning from.
yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to Druidcraft light the little incense cone, because I think Druidcraft can do that. I can light or snuff out a candle, torch, or small campfire. Well, look, can I light an incense?
No,
No,
it's not small.
technically. Yeah, no.
Okay. Fine. I light a candle and I hold the candle to the incense, and
I
like
light
just
a
giving the
small
sky this.
I
Got a
light a small
problem?
campfire.
Yeah.
mean,
And I will begin
guess.
ritual casting divination. And I'm going to add those incense to my component pouch. Custom items on D&D Beyond are so clutch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have 3 left after this one. Neat. Okay.
All right. So you begin to cast the spell, and suddenly the influence of nature begins to enter your mind. Is there a particular deity, or is it just a force that you are divining to?
I'll turn to Lunaria.
All
And
right.
I want to ask the question: where do we go to stop this? And how do we get there?
You can see that around you, even though you are indoors, it is almost as if the moon becomes clear and there is a light of radiant, or a beam of radiant moonlight that shines down upon you. But it's curious. You can see that at the edges of this round-shaped moon, where normally there is the curled form of that beautiful silver-haired woman, you can see her clearly, but at the edges of that round, that circle, you can see that there are almost like these red, almost like roots beginning to creep inward toward the moon.
Like corrupted veins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
She turns towards you. You can see her expression changes from that of this calm, beautiful maiden into this wide-eyed, horror with a gaping mouth. Suddenly blackness suddenly pours from her mouth, and the connection is severed. You're still within your spell.
Are you giving me the opportunity to like try to reconnect elsewhere? Change out the switchboard?
Yeah.
I'd like to speak to Broseph, the party god.
So these two, if they're watching, they'll see like a really distinct kind of discomfort when I turn away.
Must be getting yelled at.
And I'll try to settle back in. Serafina, can you show me?
As you close your eyes, there is the darkness from behind your eyelid suddenly begins to peel away into that of the dream realm. And you can see that Seraphina sits next to you. You can see her reach out and clasp your hand and point with her other hand forward. You can feel as though, even though you are sitting still, it is almost as if everything around you begins to move and just travel past you and at this impossible speed. Now, for the purposes of the spell, I'll ask you to be a little bit more specific.
Where can we go to stop whatever's causing this madness and corruption?
You're suddenly thrust into the sky. You can see that all around you these strange horrors begin to pass you by. There are flashes of lightning and thunder as these strange, multi-dimensional beings show their silhouettes in the skies above. You can see and hear roaring flames, cataclysmic strikes. And as you continue upward, you can see that there is the sphere of shards and this gaping hole where this twisting maelstrom, like a funnel, is pouring in to the world. You can hear hisses and whispers and strange multi-dimensional beings beginning to creep their influence inside of your ear and to your mind. And you peer into the beyond. But as you stare at it, there is nothing that you recognize. It is almost as if your mind cannot comprehend what it's seeing, and it registers in your mind as just blank, but you're filled with existential and this kind of cosmic dread. There is, however, this one strange black thread that extends from that, invisible, but seen through your own kind of magical sense. And you can see it cast its way into different directions in the world, like a web. One such web that leads down, as you'd follow it, into the Serpent Hills, where you can... It is not so much as... It is not so much as something that can be stopped but severed. There's this image of these wriggling, blackened worms. This strange influence that commands them. Forming these horrible creatures. And your vision pulls out.
Slowly open my eyes.
Make a wisdom saving throw, by the way.
Okay. $12? 2 plus 10?
Okay, make one more.
18. It's almost like we're in a multiverse of madness.
He made the reference.
God damn it. Roll a D100 for me.
I sure am in a multiverse of madness.
I'm sure mad about this.
43.
You find yourself unable to form coherent speech. It is almost as if the strange grip of whatever you just witnessed has yet to break its hold on you. And try as you might to communicate, it all comes out as just ramblings.
So I'll slowly open my eyes. I hate, and we didn't eat. We didn't, and it, wait. Hold on, wait. My hands are shaking.
I don't have greater restoration or anything like that. I'm gonna try
slap
it.
Dane.
Wham!
How do I know?
I thought it would work.
I'm gonna put one hand on each side of Dane's head. Just kind of hold him steady and cast Dispel Magic.
No effect.
I'm gonna cast a spell magic.
Yeah.
And in response, I'll kind of pat him on the cheek. When
Is the incense still burning?
Mhm.
I'm gonna stomp it out.
Okay. The large, well, I guess not large, but the boot of Rondon suddenly snuffs out the whatever smoldering incenses remain.
tiny feet.
Yeah.
The spell does specify it's consumed out of no offense.
I am over 4 foot tall. Just
5
slightly
feet
over
tall.
I think so, somewhere around there. But I do have baby feet, so save money on boots.
Like one regular sized boot, you can like fit both legs in it.
But does stomping out his incense do anything for him?
It doesn't appear so, no.
All right, I think I'm gonna have to start slapping him some more.
I don't think that that's doing any good. Dane, can you understand us?
Can I understand them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm just gonna point at my brain, point at my head, and point at tap his forehead and tap mine.
Eric, he just said that he can understand us.
I know. That's an excellent point. I can use my words.
Now you're freaking out. I smack Eric now.
Okay, wham.
Use your words, Eric.
Okay.
You understand us? I'm gonna completely ignore your answer.
I deserve that. Try the mind link. See if you're able to communicate with us.
It's just screaming.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
Does it work actually?
No, it just sounds like feedback mostly.
And I am just burning through these diamonds. I guess I'll pull a diamond out and let's see. Great Restoration has verbal components. Is it, if I try to cast a spell, can I manage it?
You're just like, Mafidi Kadiri.
And as I'm trying and eventually I just drop the diamond.
It just clatters to the ground.
Drop the stain. Well, I don't know what talking to them gods did to you. I mean, aside from not being able to talk right, or at all. But we'll get you through this.
And I'll reach out and I'll put a hand underneath their shoulders and just squeeze.
I'd ask if he still knew how to write, but I don't know how to read.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I do know how to read, Rondon.
Forever grateful for Eric.
So yeah, I actually have a little bit of stationery still left. So I'm gonna give some to Dane and see if he's able to write or even draw.
And as you watch, it's like I'm trying to think of something to compare it to. It's like something you would see. It's like strawberry. It's kind of pleasant, red, a little seedy, but it's
very tart when you bite into it.
Right. No, I'm picturing like the walls of like an asylum,
made of stone,
like scrawlings and like somewhat nonsense, but kind of over time, a couple of minutes, what begins to take form is just this circle, with like the really scribbled dark eyes, and then like the darkness pouring from its mouthhole area. You know what I'm trying to say. Stop it.
Just crumple that up and throw it away. Try again.
This looks terrible.
I'll take a breath and try to steady myself. And I will try to draw based on my best approximation of where that thread was connecting in the Serpent Hills. I'll draw my memory of the area and try to kind of circle a destination.
Gotcha. Actually, give me 2 seconds. I just had a really good idea.
As Dane is drawing his picture, I'm gonna input. Can your mentor does he know healing magic? Also, can't we just find someone in town locally? Yeah, I'd like to support local healers in this town, but if they don't know any greater restoration, I think they'll be quite useful or useless.
Below the map, in a really unsteady hand, all right, there used to be a priest here.
What happened to him?
I'll look at Eric. That's I scratched that out, and I try to kind of laugh about it a little bit, but it just kind of comes out.
You trying to draw that reminds me, probably 20 years ago, I went to a comic convention in Des Moines, and whoever was the artist at the time on Swamp Thing was there, and I got him to draw a sketch for me, and I'd have to pull it out to remember his name now. But I just asked him to draw me a Swamp Thing, and he takes my sketchbook, and I swear to God, for the first 2 minutes, I thought he was just scribbling. He's just, the pencil's just all over the place. And I'm like, the hell are you doing, man? And then it just sort of became Swamp Thing. I'm like, I don't even understand how that scribble became this. That is so cool. Do it again.
Right. Man, that's really neat.
Draw for me, monkey man.
Yeah.
Don't know why that was my thought. Part of me's thinking that, like, once we get like Dane's voice restored, that you could just like completely change your accent if you truly wanted to. Just like this is your way of getting out Dane voice.
Don't tempt me. It's been too long now.
Because it reminded me of the McElroy brothers with their most recent campaign. Like first session into it, Travis introduces his character with a French accent. Justin completely interrupts to like, you're one cough away from changing your accent. Like, and make the. Do you want to keep on going on with the accent? I was like, that was an absolute gold line, just throwing that right in there.
Absolutely.
You're one cough away from changing your accent there, Breaker.
So we have a heading, says Tyler and not Dane.
Were you able to see on the terrace map?
Yep.
Oh. Terrace pulled up. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to draw what I saw in the sky, but obviously it's going to be total nonsense. I was going to say, while I was up there and you were describing like this hole in the sky, I was almost like, I cast Wall of Stone to cover it up.
That's it. That's the end.
Yep, we did it.
Dane saves the day.
It's not there if I can't see it.
Yeah. La 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 la.
So the head is in the middle, not the front. I was wrong this whole time. What?
Wizard in the middle, where he can shed some light. And you never let that damn thief out of sight.
So, okay, Dane wants to to maybe take a little nap. I think that took it out of him.
Well, I don't know. I don't think you should sleep on a concussion. I mean, he might be concussed. For all we know. I mean, I did hit him once.
It's so
Probably
funny. Just like you can obviously tell that there's something wrong with him, and he's like, trying to like cope with it. And you say that, and he's just like, like just gets over it, and is just like judging you.
So I don't think sleeping's the right move, Dane. Do you have your? Are you able to transform into that tiny elephant that can transport you? You got one tiny elephant. All right. And does your mentor know healing magic? Good enough for me, because I know zero. I barely know magic altogether.
I still have, Mike says, because we were talking about our inventories before we got on stream here, a water skin full of the water from the Druid Grove.
I too have that.
That might be worth a shot. Maybe that would make Dane brain good.
Here, Dane, chug both skins.
Yeah, I'll drink one.
Yeah, so.
All right.
I just remembered that I had emptied my magic water, so I needed to take it off my sheet.
Gonna empty mine now.
And you begin to imbibe the magical water. Upon drinking it, you feel as though there is this calming effect on you. And suddenly your mind is clear, and you are capable of coherent speech once more. Okay.
A Little Mermaid moment.
What I
Righto,
want
thank
from
you, Eric.
is your voice.
I really didn't think that was going to work, but I'm really glad that it did.
Oh no!
His voice is broken.
What's wrong with my voice then, eh?
All right.
Sorry, I don't know.
Oh.
I feel like I was Balefire there for a second.
Your hair almost turned into hers, anyways.
Thank you. That was distressing. The moon. Something's taken hold of Lunaria. And I don't know if that has something to do with those eyes that we haven't talked about since we saw them the first time.
Been wanting to forget him ever since.
Right. No, I can get us where we're going. And quickly, but I don't have a way to get us there that doesn't leave me weakened.
I don't know what happens when they get where they're going, so I don't really know how much urgency there is to heading them off. If I have to imagine, based on what we've seen from people who have become possessed like this, that they're not going to be happy if we try and interfere in any way. And so having you at your weakest is probably not a good plan.
Oh, hold on, not my weakest. Just weaker. Less capable of the things that I would like to be able to do when we get there.
Sure. Okay.
Are we able to get in touch with our dragon friend?
If he's alive.
I
Did he?
mean,
Aw. Eric, did he write his name in your book? Can you still do that?
is that
Antorian did not write his name. Yes, I can still do that. I'm looking to see who was in my book. I think it's you two and a couple people that I'm probably not going to get responses from anymore.
Rip. And Eric, you bought the magic chalk and then immediately gave it away.
Well, listen, the last time that we left the fort, there was an ambush at the fort. I wanted
Right.
them to have a way to get in touch with us if something goes wrong again.
You're right. That wasn't meant to be judgmental. I'm making sure that I'm remembering events. But-
Yeah, no, you've hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what happened.
Right. I don't have any magic like that myself. I don't think. Let me check my notes. This cloak lets me teleport short distances.
How short?
30 feet.
No, that's not very helpful.
We just keep on vamping the whole way.
Just me, though. I can't take anyone with me.
Also, we just see Dave just.
You know what I imagine with that cloak? That it's like the Death Eaters in Harry Potter. That they're like, you know, like.
Yeah.
Apparating.
We have another one of those cloaks, but it's back at the fort.
No, it's not. It's in my bag.
Ah, that's right. It's in the bag of holding.
Right. I was just looking at that. So one other person can teleport short distances if you want it.
Well,
But it's not enough to.
I might as well join the cloak gang because everyone's here wearing dope cloaks.
It does require attunement.
I don't have a slot for it. I'll just have to wear it.
All right. I'll hand him the
Feel
shade
fancy.
cloak,
Mm-hmm.
and I will remove it from the bag of holding.
I'm gonna real quick just kind of like tap my armor and just be like, Scrappy, do you have any flying friends?
You can see like the near Pillsbury Doughboy like mushroom creature begin to climb out of the armor and suddenly like situate itself atop your shoulder and just kind of like dusts itself off. There's like crumbs all over it. It's
Sorry, I've been working on not being such a messy eater. I'm failing terribly.
You can see as the small, you know, fungal like humanoid suddenly sneezes and there is a spore cloud. And once again, you're linked with it. And it just says, "I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What was that?"
Oh, I was just wondering if you know of any flying friends that we might be useful in a situation like this, or if you can get in touch with the local museum and see if there's flying friends in the area.
I don't have any connection to them at this distance. My connection was severed with them long ago when I left the Abyss.
You know, that's fair. That's my bad, question mark. Did I kidnap you or did you come along? I honestly can't remember at this point.
You got me.
Well, I'm glad to have you aboard.
But no, I don't have any flying friends.
Alright, that was worth a shot. Is there anything I can do for you, Scrappy? Make you a little bit more comfortable? Now that I got you out of here.
No.
I
Maybe
got
some
this-
water, actually.
Okay, here's some magic water, and I kind of just like hand it to him a little, or hold it so that he can take a drink from it.
You're talking about the Druid's Grove water?
Yeah. You know, he doesn't need to drink the whole thing. Get a couple good sips in.
He's tiny. A little goes a long way.
Yeah.
You do notice that Scrappy does begin to grow, like visibly, like enlarge with every like drink.
Whoa, slow down there. I don't have enough armor space for you to go back into if you keep on growing like that.
Buckwheat, did you drink any of that?
No, you did.
Right. Am I Tola?
All Utahs look the same to me.
It's racist.
Excuse me? Alright. I'm just you're like, is Scrappy, do you want to get bigger or are you happy being your size? I'm curious.
I have no preference.
Okay. Back in the armor it is.
Oh!
And I just go, I love you, buddy.
Brandon, on horseback, do I have a feel for how long it would take to get to the Serpent Hills from Berkshire?
Let's see. I feel like we've done this math before, but I can't remember.
I know.
It.
Yeah,
And it's been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
but
Right.
Yes. Well, isn't each hex a certain distance?
It's
Certain amount of
5
time?
miles.
5 miles.
Is that all?
Mm-hmm. So what? Horses can travel 8 hours a day? Is that right?
60 miles an hour.
Be able to get there in like 10 minutes,
Right.
give or take.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
60 miles an hour?
Just wanted to see if you'd go with it.
Like,
thank
what
you,
the fuck?
gaslighting you there.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Let's not call it gaslighting.
That's really fast.
They're
Let's see.
Mustangs.
Travel. D&D. Here we go. Travel speed. Movement.
D&D fantasy math.
Just like real math, but fantasy.
Right. Fantasy math and make believe for 5 hours a night.
I'm just imagining, like, these aren't even real numbers. They're just shapes.
It's just scribbles.
What does it mean?
Let's
That's
see.
geometry.
So, a horse at normal speed would be able to travel 6 miles in an hour, up to. Let's see.
So 2, 3, 4.
So 6 times, what is that? 8.
Well,
So you could travel
we just-
48 miles in a day with
if
a
we
horse.
round it to make it easy at 5 miles an hour, that's exactly 1 hex.
So it's a hex an hour, essentially.
And per the map, we're like 4 hexes away. How did that take us like 4 days last time?
Because you had a cart.
Did we?
Yeah.
Not when we were going pre-Antorian. Not when we were
Yeah.
going searching for the little girl.
Because time is a tangled web.
Yes, I think it's that one.
And travel is more difficult at lower levels.
Yes.
Plus, we
Right.
lost the horses pretty quick, I think. So.
Yeah.
So here's where I'm at. I can do the tiny elephant thing and get us right there.
Do the tiny elephant thing.
I have some capability in that form, but once that form is up, I'm limited to just my magic. Or if we travel there, I have my shape-shifting, I have my magic, I have all of it, but it's going to take us longer to get there. And I don't know how much time we have.
I don't either, because I don't really know where they were going. I just know where they were.
Well, I think we should roll on it.
I guess we... No, you go ahead. You go ahead. You've got this.
Yeah. Odds we transport there, evens we go the old-fashioned way and hoof it.
Literally.
I got it too, so that's evens.
Which one was which again?
I don't remember what that was.
On foot was even.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go speak with the horse guy.
I mean,
Well,
the guard loves us here, right? They'll spare us some horses. We promised Carlisle that we would look into this blight that's happening to the citizens of Berkshire.
That's true.
I don't want to throw our weight around, but I think this is the time to throw our weight around.
Right. Yeah. We can certainly ask. What do we have to lose? What are they gonna say? No, the heroes of Berkshire can't ride our horses.
well, when you put it
And I'm
that
just gonna
way,
say, can I speak to your manager?
Dun dun
it's
dun.
the
And
carrot
suddenly
haircut.
Dane's haircut just kind of becomes uneven and blonde highlights.
So let's go back to Carlisle's place
With haste.
with haste.
Oh, that spell stocked.
Alternatively, I mean, I have 2 uses of wild shape. One of them I can turn into something that moves quickly, and then I still have one left over. I can't just do the fancy, the really good ones.
Right.
I can do all the other ones for one charge. Or if we get there, we take a nap. We just kind of say, hold on a second, source of evil in the region. We're just going to chill here for just a little bit, and then I can come back refreshed, and we can kick some butt.
Well, that's not much slower than going by horseback, is it? If we go there, see, oh, we are out of our depth, I throw up a tiny hut and we just chill. Is that really getting any different than going the slow route?
I keep forgetting that we have impressive magical capabilities.
Yeah.
Rondon, what do you bring to the table? Where's your magic? We've been casting spells all night.
I'm sorry. I'll just stop attacking enemies and while you guys are laying down on the ground.
I don't lay down on the ground. And
Hey, I mean,
Hey, you would be if I stopped attacking the enemies.
it's only like 2 out of every 5 battles.
right, and I can just fly away if I have to. Jeez, Rondon, relax. It was a joke.
Wow.
Anyway.
Relax.
So if we can just get there and take a nap, I can take us not directly there, and then we can just take a breather. We'll be fresh. We'll get right to it. What do you say?
Yeah, I like this plan better.
It's so much better.
So then I am going to... Eric, how many people can you make invisible?
Oh, that's a good question. That number has gone up recently, so 4. Wait,
There's only 3 of us.
yeah, well, so we got to recruit somebody.
That's how the spell works. You need 4.
Does it have to be someone you can see? Can we just turn Zareem invisible from here?
Ooh, good thinking.
God damn it.
But if I remember correctly, casting a spell undoes invisibility.
Correct.
Yep, or attacking.
If you attack or cast
Right.
a spell.
What if it's innate spell casting?
That's still a spell.
Okay. So there's no point turning invisible. I'm gonna immediately become visible when I get us there. You're gonna have to turn visible when we get there to do the nap dome. So let's just go. Do we need to do anything?
I don't know. Do you need more incense?
No, I'm good for a while.
Okay, then yeah, no, I think let's go.
All right, Rondon, my very talented and indisposable friend.
Oh, sounds like you're trying to butter me up.
No, I'm being completely earnest. I want you to know how
I
valuable you are
don't
to the
know.
team.
I think I might need to spend a few more days here because apparently I don't bring enough to the table.
All right. Hey, that's all right. We did the shades without you. We'll do this one without you too. Come on, Eric.
Shit.
Wow.
Also, keep in mind that if you do need more muscle, you do have Sybil, though she's currently out.
Yeah,
if you're
she
using
just
magic
disappears
anyways.
on us.
Is you what, Brandon?
That I was gonna say that if you're gonna teleport anyways, you could just go to her.
Right, but if I teleport anywhere, I can't teleport again until the next day. Whereas I can teleport and then short rest to get my wild shapes back.
All right, yeah.
D&D resource management.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to think of a familiar cave where we once saw the grave of a hero from Eric's past. And I'm going to think about it. I'm going to picture it in my mind. And then all in kind of a flash, Dana's no longer there. The Holy Fint is in its place. And then before we can even register that that's the case, we're in the cave.
Okay. And as that magical effect swirls all around you, everything disappearing, suddenly you are within this dark cave with this roaring fire lit. And these larger humanoid forms around you in a prone position. You can hear this kind of and we'll take a break there.
Oh. We just curl up with them. I'm sure they're warm.
Yeah.
So we shall return in about 15 minutes to see if there's an encounter or not. But yeah.
Yikes.
The meme of Ralph Wiggin. I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. All right. See you soon. And welcome back.
It's
All right.
us.
It is us. I need all of you to make a stealth check as you apparate within the center of this cave, and you hear loud breathing and snoring echoing, and just this strange noise resounding off the cave walls.
In the moment that we appear, Hollyphant Dane kind of does like a happy loop, just of excitement, and then it goes to like trumpet, and then like it's like the air going down the trunk as like a bubble, and then just stopping at the end, and then it just droops, and his little elephant eyes are as big as dinner plates. And I'm gonna make a stealth check. It's a Hollyphant's dexterity +0. Cool.
All right, we'll start with Rondon.
21.
Ooh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
Eric.
Also 21.
Damn, okay. And Dane.
Also 21 minus 20.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no! All of a sudden, all you hear.
So
Dane's-
it doesn't stop. It's a full.
Yeah.
Instead of a 2, just fuck.
And suddenly you hear as this kind of stirring begins, and all of the ogres around you. You can see that all of them begin to stand up and look in your direction. And I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Sorry, guys.
It's cool.
That's the dice.
Yep.
Here's a question, Brandon.
Uh-huh.
So right now I don't have a dex bonus, right? So it's just a straight roll.
Yeah.
If I were to take a different wild shape that did have a dex bonus, would that affect my initiative?
No.
Like the roll plus the bonus, or is it just...
No. Let's start with Eric.
15.
Rondon.
18.
Hollyphant Dane.
3.
Oof.
Wow. These rolls.
Also, Tyler, I'm gonna start just like putting your actual wild shape on the board.
Yeah.
And like that way you can just like track the HP of the shape, and then I'll just put your token back on the board with like your actual health.
Perfect.
Also, let me just double check here. Looks like you're missing a little bit of health, Max, so I'll just heal you back up to full.
Oh. Appreciate it.
All right, so as the stirring happens, and suddenly in this cave there are two adventurers and one crazy-looking tiny elephant, holy elephant. The ogre at the top right suddenly scrambles to its feet and begins to run in your direction. What is their movement speed, actually? Oh, okay, yeah. So it does manage to get there, even at standing up from prone. And it will take a swing at you, Eric.
Okay.
Just its resounding footsteps as it winds up its giant great club that was standing next to it, or that was propped up next to it. Slam with a 25 to hit as you take
Yeah, that hits.
14. Oh, okay. So just as it's about to strike, that's only a 7 with a natural 1 as Rondon quickly reacts and places a runic shield as it stops the blow and just shatters, absorbing the entirety of the impact.
Oh, thank you, Rondon.
Yeah, I didn't want you to get hit. See you get hit by one of these big guys. This is terrifying.
You can see that it is frustrated and it goes in for a second strike. With a natural 1 again. It seems as though the residual magic from that runic shield seems to daze it almost. It strikes in a place where you are nowhere, and that is the end of its turn. As it is Rondon's turn now, you have your hand extended with the magic kind of coalescing and being, dissipated, and you are up, my friend.
Yeah. So to start off, I'm gonna bonus action giant smite, and then I am gonna wail on this ogre and be like, "Why are you attacking my friends? I'm sorry. We're the invaders."
Okay.
Him working through the thought process as he's swinging his axe.
This is a weird situation for us to be
Maybe
in
I'm the bad
guy. I'm having existential crises right now. Crises. I don't feel good about this natural 20.
Oh shit. to which ogre?
Ogre number 1.
All right, it's a little far away from you. With the space that you have right now with your big form, you can't really reach it.
Okay, then I'll go for ogre number 3.
Okay. So stop attacking my friend, and this one's like just getting. It's like huh, and it's just like whack.
I don't look down.
I didn't do anything. All right, so go ahead and roll your damage.
I was about to ask
so-
if he gets advantage because it's still prone, but
No, that's fair. Yeah, you do. But
But
you
you
are
rolled a natural 20,
20.
so it-
Let's see if I roll another natural 20. Let's
sure. Fuck it.
half 10,
Okay.
which turns into a 24 with my modifier.
Jeez.
dang,
Yeah.
Daniel.
I just rolled 12 for the first D12
Shit.
and an 11. So 23 33 damage with that first hit plus a
Oof.
D4.
All right.
36 damage for that first hit.
36 points of damage as you bring the axe down and strike at it, dealing a heavy blow.
That was wild first turn. 22 to hit.
Definitely hits.
That's 6. 11. 21 damage. Hold on. I gotta roll d6. 25 more damage.
25 more damage is actually enough to do it, as with these two strikes just cleaving into it, It isn't even able to get up from the ground as just this blood begins to spill across the stonework.
Why are you attacking my friend?
I'm in a very confusing situation right now, and I'm so sorry.
Goodness. That might change your alignment, pal.
Probably. I mean, they are attacking us, but also, like, we popped in their cave. But also, I'm very impressed that I killed an ogre in one round.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I got. I don't got much movement.
I thought you get 3 strikes, no?
Oh, hold up. You might be right. I think I did. I got 3 actions. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna start willing on number 2, I guess. So I'll move myself over there. And
Okay.
take my final shot. Oh, damn it. I dropped my dice. That's too far away for me to reach. Back up D20. That is 25 to hit.
Yep.
Let's... 28 damage.
All right, 28 points of damage. Slam! Bringing the axe down, you can see this giant cut in the middle of its chest.
I'm sorry for waking you.
Okay. I'm sorry. All right, that is all your attacks and your bonus and your movement. I think you're done, unless you want to do like an action surge or something.
Don't. I'm already feeling conflicted. I'm gonna hold back on that action surge.
All right. Eric, it is now your turn as you find yourself in the middle of this struggle. You can see one ogre already felled, and while you were about to get hit with a pretty meaty strike, it seems as though you were defended in that moment.
I'm gonna yell, "Let's just get out of here!" Reach up and slap Danafant's rump and reach over and hit Rondon, and all 3 of us turn invisible.
Nice.
And then with that, I am going to attempt to move towards the entrance. I'm not sure which direction that is on this map, but
Make a perception check.
okay. 14.
With what visibility you have, you can tell that there are currently 2 exits. One to the northwest and one to the southeast. Both currently
Okay.
being blocked by 2 large oafs.
Well, I can move through Rondon's space. I'm just going to dart through his legs and try and move down here towards what I hope is the exit out of here. And that maybe brings an opportunity attack, but I'm invisible, so I'm hoping maybe not. I don't know. Your call.
All you see is visible confusion on the ogre that you were stepping away from, but no attacks. There's no way to track you across the stone floor of this cave.
Excellent. Then that is my turn.
All right.
Imagine like you're sleeping, it's chill, whatever, and then an elephant wakes you up. Like, what the heck is going on? And then this little guy gets big and just like chops your brother in half while he's still asleep. and then they all just disappear.
Oh, I shouldn't have had that burrito before bed, man. I'm hallucinating.
Right. Good.
Literally, Grog
Lord.
just died in his sleep.
You can see that the ogre near the entrance. Actually, give me 1 second.
It's very Skyrim to me when like, they detect your presence and they're looking for you, and there's like an arrow sticking out of their skull, and they're like, "Huh, must have been the wind."
Yeah, you can see that the ogre near the entrance suddenly just gets onto its feet and just turns to the center of the room and says, "What go on?" And suddenly the ogre at the top left of the cave begins to stand up and wander a little bit closer to the center and say, "What was noise?" The one down here just goes, "Ow! Giant hit me!" It's your turn, Dane.
I'm not going to. But I really wanted to be like, "Noise was nothing. Go sleep." So I'm invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea where Eric went.
Correct. No, wait, actually, doesn't Hollyfant have something?
True sight or something?
Most
Passive perception,
Celestials...
19.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, most Celestials do, but...
I think the Dangel has True Sight 120. I don't know. I don't think I've ever used the other two, so I'm not going to say them out loud yet. Dark Vision and True Sight, but not the Hollyphant. That would be useful right now, though. All right, well, then... All right, I rolled to go towards the same door that he's going to. Is there room above the ogre for me to zip over him?
There is, yes.
Okay.
I'll have you, however, make a stealth check with advantage. Just because you're passing directly over him.
Right. Eight. A 3 and an 8 plus 0. I'm hoping these guys aren't terrible wise. So.
That's their passive perception, so...
Is 8?
8. Yeah. So, there is a noise that suddenly passes over them.
Dane lets off the softest tune. Being too nervous.
So I pass over.
Mm-hmm.
Do I perceive that they perceived me?
The one you're flying.
Passive perception of 19.
The one you're flying over, yes.
Okay, then I'll do another trumpet outside, having flown 30 feet. Once I get out the door, I'll let out another burst.
Well, before that happens, they
Okay.
will get an attack of opportunity against you with disadvantage.
Okay.
Ooh, that was a natural 20 and a 15.
15 total?
15 total.
No.
Okay.
Polyfence AC is 18.
Ooh, all right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so there's this confusion as the ogre just swipes up in the air. It's still confused as to what's going on, but it's like you can hear, like, it's almost like a mosquito. You hear, like, the buzzing, and you know it's there, but you just can't really see it.
Sure. Ooh. So, let me ask.
Mm-hmm.
The Kalashtar feature,
Mm-hmm.
Mind Link, I can communicate with one creature at a time.
Uh-huh.
The Hollyphant just has languages, telepathy, 120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Can I put it out into all of their brains?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've flown 30 feet. What should I say? With my telepathy, I'm going to say, me think they went out by fire. And I'll try to deception check if I can.
What are you trying to convey here?
That they went out the door by the fire.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Persuasion or deception?
This will be persuasion.
Okay, cool. I'm better at persuasion, so. 17.
Okay. The ogre
And then
in
I'll
the
fly
center...
straight up.
Okay. So you begin to fly up. The ogre at the top here, number 1, literally just repeats what you said. Methinks they went out by fire. They begin to head out this way. Rondon, it's your turn.
All right. Seeing that I'm invisible and there's movement happening, I am gonna shrink back down to size. And is there enough space for me to like pass through here, or do I have, or no?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. Trying to think of what I could do to so if I use an item, will that make me uninvisible?
Only if the item attacks or casts a spell.
What if I use the golden banana peel, which literally just makes someone move?
I had
No.
that for a long time, man.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't cause you to become visible.
I'm gonna use the golden banana peel to make ogre number 5 to move backwards. So I'm gonna position myself over hugging the wall.
Okay.
And let's see, what is 60 feet in any direction? Oh wow. Okay. So I am gonna make ogre number 5 slip over by the fire.
Okay, so read the effects of the spell for me.
Yep.
Or the ability or whatever, the item.
This shining everlasting golden banana peel is comedy gold waiting to happen. Once at any point in the story, you can activate the golden banana peel and have a creature of your choice to slip and travel 60 feet in any direction of your choice, causing them to lose their action, having them fall prone, and an ethereal laughter and clapping suddenly sound all around the target.
This is so distressing for them.
What a horrible night these guys are having.
He swings up at this whatever. Oh, then whoop.
And then the laugh track kicks in.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, so that is exactly what happens as the ogre down at the bottom right just suddenly slips magically into that direction and bumps into the other ogre as suddenly
Haha, your friends are dead. God.
and they fall prone and you can see that there's a small tear in their eye.
Aw.
With my remaining movement, I get out
All right.
and feel even worse.
As Eric, it is now your turn.
I'm going to, now that the exit is open, I'm going to dash. And dash would actually take me 10 foot further off the right side of the map. But that's
Before
the
that
direction I'm
happens,
going.
you actually end up
Uh-oh.
bumping into Rondon midway.
Oh!
Oh, I think I felt. Oh, sorry, I can't see Dane, so I'm just like,
Dane is up in the air.
yeah. So I'm just like, I'm gonna assume that's you, Eric. Sorry, I'm gonna assume that's you, Eric.
Let's just keep going. This way. Wait, no, you can't see which way I'm pointing.
Yeah,
Um,
no, just to grab her cloak.
Yeah, okay.
Where's your cloak? Where's your cloak? Oh, sorry, that was your butt.
Okay.
Those aren't pillows.
Okay.
All right, grab your cloak.
And with him holding my cloak, I'm going to try and lead further away from the.
All right, and as you do, all of you slip into the night, eventually escaping the encounter altogether, leaving a bunch of orcs confused and humiliated as you head toward another direction.
In the sand or loose soil with my trunk, I'll write sorry with the little frowny face.
Okay.
Just the cherry on top.
I'm thinking about how an hour or two ago I was trying to encapsulate like the madness and distress of not being able to speak, and then we, had whatever that just happened.
A semi-murder.
Yeah, semi.
Well, I murdered.
That was a full
but
murder, pal.
It was. I don't even want to say it was justified. I don't feel justified.
Yes, I assume that we're still invisible, but because of my passive perception, I guess perception in general, I find their feet.
I mean, we were whispering right next to you. pretty
I
much.
was up in the air.
How high?
I was like 90 feet away from you.
Okay, fair enough.
Once we would get far enough away and I'd feel confident that there's no ogres coming out of the cave, I'd be, Dane! Stage whispering.
And I'm near enough by, I presume that I can.
Yeah.
And I'll land in Dane shape. I did not see that coming.
No, that didn't go exactly the way
No.
I expected it to, but
No.
maybe we should have anticipated there might be something living in that cave.
That's right. Yeah.
I think
Things
I
have
need
to live places.
I think I need to pray to some gods or something.
Probably all of them.
I'm gonna need all their forgiveness at this point. maybe we could do something nice for the ogres in the future when we're less distressed.
I think we have to. That's the code.
We can get Quick Catch or whatever his name is to resurrect the one that you killed, like you did Peth.
Right. That's a good idea.
I'm dropping invisibility.
We've just been sitting there having a conversation without being able to see each other.
You find that you're all like turning in like the complete opposite direction.
Rondon's doing a handstand for some reason.
Okay.
I got confused.
Right.
Can you imagine how disorienting it must be not to be able to see yourself?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Honestly, it kind of reminds me like have you ever watched I'm gonna assume Tyler and Mike haven't seen this, but like Brandon, have you seen My Hero Academia?
Yeah.
Like it's straight up like Mirio, I'm assuming. Like
Oh yeah.
he's incorporeal, can't see anything. Just guessing.
I think it's a compliment that he assumes we haven't seen it, Mike.
I'm going to take it that way.
Basically,
You're
there's
not-
a character whose ability is to be able to be like permeable through different things. But like the way that he describes it is that he needs to consciously do every single piece of his body, like to be able to like move through things. But like whenever he does that, he loses all like tactile sense, and like if he does it through his chest, the oxygen escapes his lungs, so he can't breathe. And also if he does it like to his face, he can't see anything because light just passes through his eyes. So he needs to like he has like so much like discipline and like controlling his ability because he needs to like be able to consciously control every single piece. And so he like fights with it. He'll like be able to like punch you, but then like if you try to hit him somewhere else, he has to like be able to like create that piece to be like permeable, and like it also affects with like his vision, and it's like it's crazy. And he's super
Fantastically
OP.
written
Yeah. Yeah, so kind of like that.
character.
Any signs of large groups of Zareem-like people hiking into the hills?
Make a perception check.
12.
Not at the moment. You don't see anything around you. Taking in the environment, it's more of the same that you had already experienced before. There are plenty of rocks and dirt and sand. There are some like small, like almost like desert like like flora here. And there are, a lot of bones in the area. You're not sure if whether it's like because of the ogres or this is maybe just like, well, you do remember that there is a very large predator in the area. But you're not exactly sure. They don't appear to be any fresh bones, though.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to become dinner for a baby rock, but if I put the hut up, we would be safe in there if we want to rest, or if we want to try and keep going and see if we can find Zareem and the others. We can do that too.
Well, I wouldn't mind a break from our situation that we just had.
All right, let's take some time and just regroup mentally. It's been kind of a
Since you
weird,
looked at me.
whatever time of day this is. It's weird. I've gotten used to the sun.
Yeah, even being in Berkshire was still nice because they had all the light. Okay, well, I'm going to start. Takes 11 minutes to throw the hut together.
I'll keep watch while he's doing that.
I will do the same.
All right. Go ahead and make perception checks, those of you who are keeping watch.
Dirty 20.
Ooh, not bad. 16.
Both of you keeping watch. You can hear what sounds like the calling of animals, particularly like pack animals like wolves or different kind of like lupine based animals.
I thought you meant like donkeys. Because as like a pack animal, like they're designed to like, or not designed, but they carry stuff.
Right.
And then you kept going, and I was like, oh, that makes no sense.
And this was the moment where Tyler got fired.
Okay. What?
Y'all didn't fire me a long time ago. Like I feel like I'm probably okay.
It's true.
Eventually the hut does come up, and so your barrier solidifies around you. You can go ahead and choose what the color of it you'd like it to be.
It's going to be a deep dark purple, almost black, but a new feature of the hut is that the perimeter, the surface of it on the outside has little thorns. This is for flavor. It's not going to cause any damage or anything, but reflective of the wand, there are now little thorns just coming out all around this hut.
And you get AC.
Air conditioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get armor class.
Yeah.
No, it's
What?
central heating and air.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite things about the hut. If I remember correctly, like inside is always dry and a comfortable temperature. You
Yeah.
could be in a blizzard in the tundra. Hut time. All right. We're good for 8 hours.
You can make it as light or as dark inside as you
Yeah.
want, and whatever temperature. Yeah.
I would actually like that just to have at my house. I would put it up and sleep in it. I have central heating and air, and I would still do that. Before settling in for a rest, what time of day is it?
Currently, it's about 4 p.m.
Okay. So no moon to examine. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll take a moment, look for the moon. Still kind of troubled from what I've seen earlier. And then I'll settle in for a breather and snack on a good berry. Tell some campfire stories.
All right. Anything you'd like to do during this downtime, or is it purely just the long rest or the short rest?
I'll just snack on a good berry.
Okay.
Tell some campfire stories.
No.
A berry. I'll make it last an hour.
Peeling off the skin.
It's like
Tiny little bites.
the Jack and the Beanstalk, like Mickey Mouse thing, where like they're cutting the bean into like
Yeah. Yep. That.
and it's just like 2 pieces of like little bread and like the
Right.
bean, and it's like
That is a memory that is so far back. I haven't thought about that in a long time, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Hmm.
And then Donald goes crazy and nearly kills everyone.
As he does.
Yeah. All right. Eventually, excuse me. Eventually, a short rest is completed. And
All
any abilities or wild shapes that needed reset are returned to you.
I think I've got it back, and I wild shape into the Dangel. I'm like, all right, we're good, and I Dane shape again.
Jesus.
No! Dude, this other characters really do this?
All right. Where are we in relation to where I know to be headed, based on my knowledge from our previous travels and from the divination?
You're relatively close. On foot, it would probably take you about maybe an hour and a half or so to get to your destination.
But I have a heading from where we're at, I guess. I know which direction we're going in. Is my question.
Yes, with the preparation you've done beforehand, you know exactly where you're going.
All right. I don't know.
Yeah, you used your, what is it, 6th level spell for that. I'm not gonna be like, no, you don't.
Divination?
Yeah.
It's like 3rd level.
Oh. Well, then you don't know where you're. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, no, it's a 7th level spell.
Ah.
But I spent a bunch of money to do it. 4th level. Anyway, it's not far. A bit of a walk. I don't know. I don't really know what we'll see when we get there. Just whatever. It was like worms or something you said, right? Like creepy crawly things?
Yeah.
I will have communicated all that once I had words again. But if we can sever that connection here, we might be able to save. I mean, not everyone, but everyone in this area, I think.
At the very least, we can stop it from happening to more people.
Right. That's worth the effort.
Well, then we should get moving.
I mean it, what I said to you yesterday, Erica, and you, Rondon. It is a great comfort to still have you two with me. And I know that whatever we find, we are best equipped to handle it together.
Dane, when you say stuff like that, it always makes me feel like you think we're about to die.
I think Dane just thinks we're about to die all the time.
No one ever plans to die. I'd rather not meet it not having said what needs to be said. That being said, I think we'll be all right.
Dane, do you have a will?
Do I have a what?
A will.
A will.
Yes, I have a written will. It's necessary for when I eventually die.
No, I just figure whatever kills me, whatever person or animal kills me, they can just have all my things.
I'm gonna personally kill you just so I can write your will.
Give it to the Order. Everything I have goes to the Order.
Right, but when we get back, we're gonna put that on parchment.
Right.
I mean, Eric's gonna put it on parchment. I'm gonna be there to witness.
Understood. How can you witness you can't read? You have no idea what he's writing down.
I'm watching him. I'm witnessing. Don't think I'm a total fool.
No,
I'm like 100 yards away at this point, turning around. Are you guys coming? Or what?
Right.
No, Dave doesn't have a will yet.
I can't risk my life again until I've got a will. I'm sorry, Eric. It's got to be sorted. We're teleporting back. And I follow Eric.
I guess I'm following too.
Rondan just sits down and
quick sidebar. Are you attuning to the Band of Darkness, Mac?
Am I tuned or attuning?
Either. Well, actually, it doesn't look like you're attuned right now. Are you wanting to swap that out for the Ring of Evasion, or are you going to keep that?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna swap it because I honestly forget that I have it, and therefore I probably, probably I'm not gonna use it as much as I think I would want to.
All right. You continue your trek. Are you traveling at a normal pace, or are you being stealthy? It will affect the time that you get there.
From what I saw of Zareem and all the other people that were traveling, they didn't seem to be super aware of their surroundings, or at least care what was going on around them.
I think expediency might outweigh the need to be hidden.
Agreed.
All right. And so you continue in a fast pace on foot. Takes you about an hour and a half or so to get there. And during that time, you begin to notice the actual masses. There are different kinds of beings that you see before you. Some of them plant in nature, others humanoid. You begin to see all kinds of races. You see the kobolds, the gnomes, the halflings, the humans, the Aasimar, all with their clothing and their skin becoming almost painted over with this black substance. Their eyes clouded over with just blackness. You can see the droves of people fairly spread out, some of them a little more concentrated in some areas, but they all appear to be heading towards one location that you can obviously tell is drawing this herd.
Do they seem to be reacting to our presence at all?
No.
So it doesn't seem they're hostile, they're just fixed on this one point.
Zareem's in there somewhere.
All right, I hope we get him before it's too late. This is bigger than just Zareem. We'll get it done. I won't need a wheel today.
Yes, but we'll work on it when we get back.
All right, you took me into it. How do you know so much about legal matters?
Well, when you grow up with parents that are a little bit more affluent than others, they kind of instill.
Rub it in, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You have parents.
Humble brag.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know, when you have parents, you'll understand.
We have
got a
parents and
loving
money.
mom and dad. And when you all of a sudden get thrust into lordship, I'm just saying, you gotta protect your butt.
And we press on. All right, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You begin to creep forward. And it's during this time that you begin to hear these noises in the distance. This kind of strange, almost arcane warbling sound. But also, it sounds like these hissed screeches. You begin to hear whispers, and it's very similar to what you had experienced, Dane. And
For anyone who might be paying attention, Dane's hands begin to shake a little bit again.
it's very off-putting to be put back in this situation once more. As you begin to creep closer and closer, you can see this almost gray purple light, this vortex, almost like a tornado of some kind of magic. And it is at this point that you see this large horned skull, that same one that you had seen from before, Eric.
Does it look like the horde is congregating at that skull?
Yes, in fact, there are two large stones that you can see that divide, or rather, like it's almost like as if they're funneling between those two stones, and there is this open area where they're headed into, and you see these horrid-looking creatures, these like pale-skinned, almost like stretched, like skin that you can see like the individual like grooves of their muscles, with these terrible bony spikes that are protruding from them, horrible mouths with pointed teeth and yellow eyes. You can see one of these creatures are very large, and it's almost as if their flesh has been peeled off completely, and you can see their muscles, you can see their veins. Their faces are no nose. You can see these horrible pointed, monstrous-looking teeth with those yellow eyes, and you can see this sort of strange, larger, portly-looking creature that seems to have that same kind of stretched skin. They seem to have blisters over their bodies, and they appear to be holding this kind of bone-like staff, still with those yellow eyes and those monstrous teeth. No lips and no noses, just like exposed teeth that you can see. And you can see that as the people begin to walk towards the center of this space. Actually, let me change this. There you go. You can see them step into this vortex, and it is almost as if you can see a piece of them being pulled away from them. This kind of white, wispy energy beginning to be separated from their form and being sucked into the funneled vortex up into the sky and disappear. And the only thing that remains is this twisted form. Corrupted abomination, the shell left behind.
Do I have any knowledge of what this might be? Is this a spell or magical effect that I would have any knowledge of at all?
Make an Arcana check.
$23.
While this isn't a spell that you would know, the knowledge comes to you from the great beyond. This magic that appears to be taking place here, it seems as though their essence is being stripped from them and becoming, and it is funneling to another place beyond Barest Wall. That same description that Dane had passed along to you about his vision, about this maelstrom at the edge of Veristwall's border. Something is siphoning the energy out of this world.
I don't know how to do it, but we got to stop that. That's the end of the world that Finnan talked about, that Umbros has been talking about. This is the kind of thing that brings that.
Do you think it's worth losing the element to surprise to try to reason with them?
I don't know what kind of control they have over these. Is it just march into this, or could they turn them all against us? Because if that's the case, no amount of element of surprise is going to help.
I have one idea now that I've seen them, but it takes all of my other good plans and makes them impossible. In the polyphant form, I might be able to send one back to wherever they came from. There'd still be another to deal with, but
You if you did that and things started looking really bad, would you be able to zap us out of here?
Not again today. Not until
Okay.
tomorrow.
Well, I still think knocking half of them out right off the top would be great. What do you think? Do we jump in with that, or did you want to try and talk to him?
Rundun?
I mean, I'm not much of a talker, so I leave the talking up to you.
You
but
never stop talking.
That's you guys. I can't talk to strangers and have them call down worth anything. But we could always give it a try and be prepared to fight for the worst.
Mac, odds or evens?
I'll do evens.
Evens, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, evens, we talk to him. Odds, we come out guns blazing. I'm gonna roll in D&D Beyond, so this is, everyone sees it.
Perhaps it would make it easier if you were to see
Oh yeah.
what you're working with.
Show me
Nah.
what you're working with.
That would be good. That
Just
would
gonna
be
go
good.
guns blazing.
Oh,
Hmm.
Yikes.
yikes is right.
These big guys definitely look like titans.
We need to have an attack on them.
Say less. Already doing it. Yeah, I'll take the bottom like 12.
Yeah.
If you guys want to focus on the beefy boys.
As you're observing this, Dane, you can see that towards the front of the line that's entering this kind of vortex, you can spot the form of Zareem.
Like close to it, about to go in.
Take a look at the map.
I'm looking.
Oh, okay. I see him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. 35 feet. Do.
Do.
Seeing Zareem, I reach down to my belt. And out of the pouch, I pull one diamond and I kind of set it between my fingers here to hold it. And then I pull out a candy cane. And I take a bite off the candy cane. I hold out the diamond and it lifts off my hands for a second and begins spinning. And I cast Greater Restoration with a range of 60 feet.
Shit! Oh my god!
And I'm going to mark off the second use of that.
Okay. God damn, that's clutch. You can see the effects of the restorative magic suddenly take hold of Zareem. And they begin to look around, their eyes wide, as they're kind of like there's like a buildup of these shadowy like humanoids beginning to like almost like corral him forward, their mindless advance.
I'm going to mind link with him. Zareem, it's us, up on the rocks. Behind the rocks, somewhere. Get away from that swirly thing.
I am confused, but I will do as you say. You can see his form beginning to change into that of like a shadowy creature. And I'm going to roll a deception check with advantage.
That's a great play on his part.
Also, clutch play on your
Holy shit, that's a 24.
Oh,
part.
yes.
And you can see Zareem slowly shuffling, making his way down, backwards, playing it off as though he is just another mindless shadow, and making his way towards your direction, and eventually reaching you as he spots the three of you hiding amongst these the giant bones of this horned creature. And suddenly he shifts back.
It is so good to see you.
Would you mind explaining to me what is going on?
The thing is singing, the swirly thing. There's a song. It's getting people's attention. It's making them walk into it, and they're not coming out themselves.
All right. Understood that perfectly.
Right.
Is that how I got here? Did I succumb to some sort of enchantment?
It would seem so. Were you going to say something, Mike?
Go.
And what do you intend to do now?
Well, we have to find a way to stop it.
Could you throw a wall of stone around it? Stop anything from getting in?
You know, I sure didn't prepare a wall of stone today.
Okay. Okay. Because I'm like,
Um,
I could put Hunger of Hadar over it, but
Hunger
they would
of
just-
Hodor.
Hodor. But I think they would just walk into it.
Oh, that's so funny. Sorry. Here's the thing. I have another wall spell, but I have to focus on it. And if I want to get rid of one of them, I need to be able to focus on that. I can't concentrate on two things like you can. I'm not good at multitasking. I need to mark off that diamond before I forget. Evans was talking, was it?
Yes.
I think it's best that we speak to them.
I'll let the speaking up to you.
Eric?
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely the right man for the job.
Me? No one can understand my silly accent.
What?
See?
However we do it, we should spread out a little bit before revealing ourselves to them. It seems like we got beat up a little bit by the shades by hanging a little too close to each other, and if their first reaction is attack, let's try and avoid that.
Would you like to get in position while I speak with them? Draw their attention so that you all can get a better angle. Zareem, you don't have to do anything. You can hide. I don't know what you can do. You're welcome to, but, do what you think is best. But I want you to come out alive.
Well, I certainly won't abandon you, but I have no means of fighting unless you have something for me.
Well, I have this, and I reach into this kind of tiny-ish pouch that hangs on my belt, and I reach down and I pull out an enormous greatsword.
I looked down at the dagger I was going to hand him. I just put it back away.
Here.
No.
Are you strong enough to handle one of these?
No. Says like the nearly muscleless, like
Sure.
form.
Can you take the form of someone who is?
Yes, but that won't affect the way that
All
I...
right. Well, it was worth a shot. Can you do magic?
No, but I can use magical weapons if you have any.
This dagger has a little bit of enchantment on it, and it might be more your size. And I give him my +1 dagger that I haven't used in a long, long time.
He spits in your face. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I have... Sorry, excuse me. I have a sickle that would do some it would do some damage, but it'll make you a beacon for anything that wants to find a target. Like moths to flame.
Very well. I can use both the dagger and the sickle.
All right. And I'm going to remove the bag of holding from my belt or whatever, wherever it's stored. The sickle's in here. Reach in and think of it, and you'll be able to draw it. But not until you're ready to reveal your location.
I understand.
All right. I'll speak. You all get in position.
I creep up to that bush that I've already moved my token up to on the map.
If we die today, I'm just joking. We're not going to die today.
No.
If we die today, Dane will have no will to give.
It goes to the Order. I said that.
Who's gonna know it besides us?
Who else needs to know?
But we
We
all
can have this
might die.
conversation later.
I'm not doing this with you right now, Rhonda.
Right. Are those boulders right in front of me low enough that I'd be able to step up onto them?
This one?
I mean, I guess could I step? Where is? Am I on the right thing? Step up here.
It'll take a bit of climbing, but sure, yeah. It's not
Well, that's
something. It's not something too terribly difficult. I'll have you roll an athletics check.
Well, it's not going to be as impressive if I'm like, you there. All right, I will abandon the climbing plan. And I will step. No, you know what? I'll do it. I'll climb up.
Okay.
There's enough other stuff. I hope they won't see me until I'm up and reveal myself.
Athletics check.
All right. Why do I have advantage on athletic checks?
It's for grapples.
That's right. That is true. Okay. 7.
You step onto the first rock and the second rock. You begin to climb your way up. It wasn't a terribly difficult DC, but what ends up happening is that you begin to climb your way up, and the sound of straining suddenly draws the attention of everyone. And it's you don't fall or anything, but it takes you a little more effort than you had thought. And it's not nearly as cool as you thought. You literally are just like yeah. And everyone has noticed you by the time that you've gotten up there.
I brush any dust off of my armor. I come in the name of the Order of Starlight to parley with whoever sings the Song of Madness. Who will treat with me?
You can see that all of them turn to look in your direction. There is this echo of psychic influence that rattles your brain. Everything begins to get blurred. Different images begin to move across your eyes. And you look up to the sky and you can see that the two eyes of the moon that are cresting over the horizon, those white eyes, you can see those red-like veins across all of the around the edges of the spheres, and suddenly these two eyes suddenly roll forward, and this dark crimson gaze falls upon you. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
We might actually die. We might actually die.
Yeah, it could happen.
Oh.
DPK.
There are worse causes to die for. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We could have died against an Otyugh in the sewers.
That's true.
Well, you didn't fight it.
Well, that's true. But we could, if we had made it mad. I could have died from poop water disease in my open wounds.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
True.
Yeah, the sewer monster was friendly. He just wanted to eat obstructions to the sewer.
Yeah. Anyway, gosh, I am stressed. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah. Well then. Thank you, everyone. Those of you who are still here, those of you who stopped by, and those of you who watch our stuff after the fact. We appreciate ya. Our sponsor for this evening was
big fluffy blankets with whom we have no affiliation.
That's right. We shall return
Yeah.
tomorrow at, have we figured out if you're gonna be late or not, Mike?
I will be late.
You will be late, so you'll be coming back
Yeah.
at, like...
9:30 to 10, somewhere in there.
Okay. We won't start without you, so we'll plan to start whenever you get here.
Okay.
9:30-ish.
9:30-ish. But yes, we shall return tomorrow to see what becomes of this situation. It's a very perilous encounter. But yeah. In the meantime,
As well, the contributing artists that we have that have done our portraits, done our music, we got Miley Taniguchi at Tandy Maichi, we got Stephanie Brown at Offbeat Worlds, we got Donnie Durdunkleton at Donnie Durdunk, and the Dungeon Maestro themselves, Aiden Chan. So go check them out on Instagram, Twitter. Aiden's also on TikTok. They've been posting some pretty funny stuff in regards to music and spellcasting as bards. I've been really enjoying that series. So check them out. And then if you like them, commission them.
that's right. In the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Farewell and have a pleasant tomorrow.